Hey guys, welcome to the video today. We are going to be going over horde base building today. Pretty standard. Horde mode's been out for, give or take a week. Just kidding, give or take a few days.
Welcome back.
I don't lose track
Head
of
to your
time that
console
much.
to get started.
You will see that I already have a base built here. I will take out all my ingredients from my storage, and then I will go over how to build everything thoroughly. It will be different. Mainly it'll be my traps that are different. Did a little bit of testing with horde mode, and as most of you are aware, there is very little to do in terms of defending the base itself. Most of your defenses you want to be vanguard defenses. However, for some of you in lower levels, this might not be the case. You might really be strapped on resources as well. So we're just going to go through the process of just fleshing out your base, guys. We're going to see all the resources are added back into my inventory. Take that out. And we have traps to work with. Now obviously I have some materials you won't have. But the premise will be the same. You want gas traps, you want floor spikes or retractable floor spikes. You want electric fields are optional. Wall launchers are optional. You want floor launchers. You want wall darts. You want wall dynamos. And that pretty much covers it. If you have a good healing pad, by all means, use a healing pad. Especially if you're going to be building a lot outside the storm. So what I first want to do here is I want to use some of my stronger materials as far as outside structures go. I just want to make sure that I set up a decent structure around it, and then I also want to make sure that I am capable of putting up some strong ceilings as well, because your gas traps are going to be your main damage dealers, so you don't want anything like lobbers or propane tanks to take out your ceilings, with one tank or one throw or anything like that. So you really want to make sure your walls and your ceilings are intact so that the proper pathing stays. Now I'm going to do these out of stone, just so that I can hang a metal piece in between them. Now when propanes come, and if they do come, I should say, if they throw a propane tank at these main causeways, it won't really matter too much to the stone. The stone will take collateral damage.
Let's build.
This could be out of stone. So you're not too worried about it taking away all your support, especially from both of them. If a propane comes and they throw a tank at it, it'll either be at this wall, or it'll be directly at the Atlas, or whatever wall we place in front of the Atlas in just a moment here. So we're not too worried about it. We want to put these floors to 2 or 3, depending on what you can afford. It's not a big deal. As long as they're level 2, they should be able to survive at least one propane tank throw. If you do get the chance while you're in the match with spare resources, I would definitely advise upgrading them to 3. As far as the top building piece here goes, we can just put it to wood. It's not a problem. If you really wanted to save on resources, you could bring your power base in here with cat structure for a 10% plus an extra 10%, so overall 20% building boost. But for the sake of this, we're just going to leave it. And make sure we upgrade everything here. Now these outside walls are something you're absolutely going to want to put to 3. They will be your first line of defense, and odds are they will be attacked the most. For the inside here, I'm going to recommend slanted walls of wood. Wood is obviously our most abundant resource here, so it's not a bad thing to use here. As well, the only thing that'll get through is really a fat husky husk between you and your teammates, and maybe a smasher. Now the reason why I do slanted instead of backwards stairs here is because what the smasher will do is they'll stand right here and then they'll start smacking against it, completely negating the use of the floor launcher. For some of you that's okay because you might not have the floor launcher unlocked. However, at the same time, if he just stands right here, keeps smacking at it, he's not getting crowd controlled at all. And what I mean by crowd control is he's not going to get pushed back, he's not going to get knocked down by the floor launcher, he's not going to get stunned for a duration. So a smasher will knock a fully leveled up wooden wall out 2 swipes, maybe 3, maybe 4 if you're really overpowered. So it's not something complete, you want to
exit the staging area. Your progress will be saved automatically.
Thank you, little robot. It's not something you want to let them happen. So if you create the slanted walls, you'll see the angles about the same, but these stairs, they're very finicky on what they can and can't reach. So these stairs are very pivotal. I mean, you see the weird pathing when we do something like this. You see it comes out all the way here, but as you can see the building blueprint, it really only comes about here. But the zombies themselves will path around it like they're going to come through this middle square as a result. So you really want to make sure you get these slanted walls up instead of backwards stairs, and then you'll be all right.
You serious?
We're just gonna go through upgrading the outside here, and then I will begin laying some traps down so you guys can see for yourself. Debating whether or not I want to put those there. Okay, first things first, we need our floor launchers. We need 4 floor launchers. Now yours don't have to be fully upgraded. I only put mine to rares. If you have legacy traps, the rare perks on a floor launcher are about comparable to a god roll legacy roll. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's not good. I did a thing. Now I did say you want gas traps, and you would need at least 4 of them. I can't even afford 4 of them, so I'd be impressed if you could. So what you're going to do to make up that difference is hopefully you got an electric field somewhere. Hopefully they're better than mine. I really wish Epic would give us a little bit more for base building, but beggars and choosers, right guys? Create these walls. Now here's where the balancing act comes along. So we recognize that I have a high level gas trap here that uses up all of my oxidized. Where do I want to place it? Now it doesn't really make a difference where you place it. As far as map directions go, just off the top of my head, you get attacked more often west, no, pretty much every direction you'll get attacked from, actually. I'd say the direction that gets attacked the least is probably the east, but that's not always the case. I just mean directly from the east. So if you have like a northeast or southeast direction, you probably don't need to put it all the way on there. For this, I'm going to throw it on the west side. And I'm going to throw this on the east side. I got an extra floor launcher. Where do I put you? There we go. And now we get to the balancing act. Okay, so want as many dynamos as we can. Some wall darts. Yeah, we'll craft some floor spikes. craft a healing pad because I know I'm not gonna have stuff. And for the sake of this, I'm gonna use these little tiny traps. But as you can see, if you had a level 20 electric field, you could definitely craft those instead. Still got plenty of simple mineral powder. Now, if you were really low level, you know, you're peak Plankerton, you're doing this at Stonewood, you could absolutely use level 20 and level 10 things and alternate between them. That's not a problem. You just want to kind of put as much damage out there as you can, guys, and not kind of get too focused on the damage of your traps currently, because you're going to get more resources while you're in there. So you see I have level 20 trap there.
I'll call you Husband.
Oh, the dilemmas. Let's see. So as far as your most powerful traps, you want to put them on these two squares here, if you can. We're gonna see the wall launchers, or we're gonna see the floor launchers push them back onto this square. So you really want as much damage as you can on it. That's where the majority of your enemies will build up if they get through. Now the balancing act. So we see that I put my, well, it's boosted down to 76, but I believe that's my 106. Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
So we see the 106 is over on that side. We're gonna put additional defenses on the north and south in the form of dynamos. Notice I did craft considerable amounts of dynamos. Again, this is thanks to the fact that I have a multitude of resources and traps. But by no means should you not be able to craft at least a decent amount here and there. Leave this one alone. And as far as my traps go, I am gonna say I'm all dried out here, but yep, I want to put my wall darts so that I can support my little tiny, not so good, not so bad, but not so good gas traps. Maybe some extra defense on the outside. Again, these are all really terrible traps. If I really wanted to trap this out perfectly, what I'd do is I'd probably just leave it bare, and then once I go in there, I would start trapping it out like this. So if that's something you're interested in, by all means, it doesn't hurt. I mean, you get 2 minutes to start the match, and you have a whole whack of resources, so generally you want to put it right here.
Run away!
When your design is complete, exit the staging area.
Okay.
Your progress will be saved automatically.
So like that, we got our retractable floor spikes, gas traps, dynamos. We have our floor launchers right here. We have inverted walls so smashers don't run at them.
Upward.
We have a double tiled main ceiling so that if lobbers break through, they won't. At least not for a while. You should be able to take them up before they break through. If you can't, just add some more resources on top of it. For instance, like so. Really don't need to worry about
I could.
putting another ceiling underneath that top pyramid piece here because it's already double layered beneath it. They won't actually shoot to get at the top of it. On this angle at least. And in all likelihood they'll hit this and then they'll try and break through to the bottom piece. But as far as our builds go, we're almost done. We just have to add a layer for jarhead soldiers. I call them jarhead soldiers because everybody has that one soldier friend that absolutely does nothing but throw grenades and blow up your trap tunnels. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it very convenient for them to get to and from the trap tunnels by providing them a little bit of levitation support. Not that they're levitating, but I mean they're jarheads, let's be honest. They probably think they're levitating. Look at me, guys. Probably spend half the match on a jump pad. Maybe they're trolling, maybe they're not. Oh, that placement up.
Woohoo! Dragon Flash!
And last but not least, here we are. Now if you're really hurting on defense with this build, my best recommendation is it's time to alter your playstyle. This is kind of a perfect build in terms of using your parts efficiently, using every kind of pathing knowledge that we have up to date. You're really not going to get a better build than this. This is kind of like an alteration of Sly Gumby's one square retrieve the data build. Obviously we can't do the one square retrieve the data build because it doesn't allow us to build walls so close to it as we would on a retrieve the data once it dropped down. So we can't build directly next to it. However, just like an atlas, we could build these walls kind of inverted pyramid style, and even though at higher levels the inverted pyramid doesn't really work on the atlas, at higher levels this absolutely works. I've tested this all the way to 105, not even a scratch. If any time a husky husk gets through there, my floor launchers knock them back underneath the gas traps, and we're all alright. Even under these gas traps that deal more than enough with the dynamo and the floor spikes. Anyways, guys, that is our awesome walkthrough on how to build for your horde mode base. Thank you for watching, and I will upload this to YouTube. Wow, I really stuttered that one, guys. I will upload this to YouTube. Feel free to tune in, and if you like, subscribe. Ooh. Last but not least, you gotta leave through the console. Where is the console? Ah, there we go.
Double jump!
I almost pulled a new mistake, guys. That's alright. There we are.